All right. Are we good with camera? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khalid Umar, spelled as Khalid. Last name is Omar, Omar. I am a community organizer with Isaiah in Faith in Minnesota. Today we're here with clergy and community members, and also our elected officials are here today to respond on what we have been hearing this whole past 2 weeks. Our president has decided to attack the Somali American community here in Minnesota. Somali Americans are the fabric and the success of our country and our state. They are our doctors, they are our classroom teachers, they are our police officers, and they are our children who are attending our public schools here in the state of Minnesota. Somali Americans who grew up in this country like me know the challenges, but we have never seen something like this before. A president who is questioning our identity. But I just want to make it very clear. Somali Americans are part of this fabric, part of this community, and we're not going anywhere. And with that, we are, as Minnesotans, we are greater than fear. We will not allow a president or any person invoke hate and use hatred rhetoric to attack or single out any community in our state and our country. So with that, we want to be very clear that, we know that there are a lot of ICE agents and federal officers that are, that our president has pushed to, for them to come and have presence in our city. But what we know is that most Somali Americans are U.S. citizens. Yes. And what we're seeing is that, and I have never thought that we will be in a situation where we will be having federal officers questioning and asking a U.S. citizen their passport or IDing a U.S. citizen. That is un-American, that is not right, and this is not what we're here for in our state. And with that, we're not going to stand back. We're greater than fear. And today we'll be having clergy and also our mayor who's here with us speaking about this issue. So first, I want to welcome our first speaker, Imam Yusuf Abdullah, to say some few words. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good afternoon. My name is Imam Yusuf Abdullah. I stand here today as a Muslim leader, as an immigrant, as a Minnesotan who loves this state and its people. Today we gather because our communities, immigrant communities across Minnesota, are facing a moment of deep fear and rising hostility. Families are being profiled, intimidated, and targeted. ICE harassment is increasing, and our neighbors are living with anxiety, and no human should have to endure that. Let me be very, very clear. This did not happen in vacuum. When political leaders, including the president, use harmful and inflammatory rhetoric about immigrants, Muslims, and communities of color, it does not stay just words. It becomes permission, a permission of harassment, a permission for profiling, and a permission for violence. And we as Muslims Muslim Minnesotans know exactly what the consequence looks like. One of our mosques in Bloomington was bombed. No overseas, not in another decade, not in another place, right here in Minnesota. Muslim Minnesotans have experienced hate directly, tied to the dangerous rhetoric coming from some politicians. The consequences look like shattered windows, burned mosques, families afraid to leave their homes, kids scared at school, and communities living in constant fear. This is what happens when words are weaponized against us. And it's not just the Muslims. It is our Somali brothers and sisters, our Latino neighbors. It is our East African communities, Asian communities, undocumented communities. It is every immigrant family whose dignity and due process are being undermined. That is why we're here today. As a faith leader, a community organizer, neighbors from every background, we gather because an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. When immigrants are threatened, the whole fabric of Minnesota is threatened. But today we say no more. This is not Minnesota. We defend the dignity of our communities. We demand due process for every family. We refuse to let fear divide us. And we refuse to let hateful rhetoric become normalized. Minnesota is at its strongest when we stand together. Shoulder to shoulder, across race, across faith, across neighborhood and background. We know that when we speak together, we cannot be ignored. When we organize together, we cannot be intimidated. And when we stand together, we cannot be broken. So I ask all of us today, stand with your neighbors. Stand with immigrant families. Stand for justice, safety, and humanity. And because this is our home, and we are not going anywhere. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much to Imam Yusuf Abdullah for those words. And just to say one statement from what he said earlier, the words of the president are very dangerous and they do have consequences. In 2016, President Trump came to Minnesota as his last campaign stop, one of his last campaign stops. And he targeted our Somali Americans here in the state of Minnesota. Right after that, in 2017, we had the bombing of Masjid Darul Farouk in Bloomington. We had a group of white supremacists who came and attacked our mosque in Bloomington. So these words are extremely dangerous, and they are un-American, and this is not what a president should be acting. But we know why he's doing this, because he wants to distract us from the real issue. Americans, including Somali Americans, are struggling, are not able to pay for their health care bill. We have the grocery prices that are increasing, and they're not able to afford for their life. Instead of addressing that, he decides to attack and try to divide our community. But what we're saying today is that we are not going to be divided. So with that, I want to welcome Reverend Paul to say some few words.
All right. Well, grace and peace to you. My name is Paul Graham. I am a pastor in the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, ELCA. And I am here today to stand in solidarity with the Minnesota Somali community.
Thank you.
We've all heard by now the recent dehumanizing, racist, and hateful rhetoric coming from the current administration directed at the Somali community. Is this acceptable? No. Is it okay? No. Absolutely not. In a word, it is evil. Yes. No good comes from it. Do we have something to say about it? Yes. I want to be really, really clear. This hateful rhetoric is a direct violation of the Christian faith. Amen. Christian teaching could not be more clear. My faith teaches that all people, are created in the image of God. Yes. Jesus commands us to love our neighbors. This is the beating heart of our faith traditions. No human being is garbage. Yes. No human being is garbage, Mr. President, and shame on you for saying so. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke those hateful words. The Somali community in Minnesota are our neighbors, brothers and sisters, children of God, fellow Americans. So I wanted to today add my voice to the growing number of voices of people all across Minnesota and all across the U.S. who are saying no to these racist lies being spread by the current administration. I am deeply disturbed, I am deeply troubled, and I am angry. I am angry because dehumanizing rhetoric, this hateful rhetoric that we're hearing, such as we have heard from the current administration, leads to violence and injustice. It spreads fear and it spreads harm. I don't want that in Minneapolis. I don't want that in St. Paul. I don't want that anywhere. Do we want people, our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, the ones Jesus tells us to love, abused and attacked and harassed by masked federal agents in horrifying displays of cruelty? No. Do we want people, our fellow Americans, fellow citizens, kidnapped off our streets? No. Do we want families broken up? No. Do we want people living in fear? No. No? Then it's time for a gut check for everyone in Minnesota. Because love is an action. So let's stand together as Minnesotans. Let's stand together as Americans. Let's stand together as brothers and sisters. We must fight this. In Minneapolis and St. Paul, wherever it's happening. We need to stand together to say no, that this is not who we are and not who we are going to be. We can do better. We must do better. So here's the truth. Amid all the lies, here's the truth. The Somali community is an essential, important, and valued part of the fabric of our life together here in Minnesota. Somali Americans work here. They pray here. They raise families here. Pay taxes here, contribute to our collective well-being in so many ways. For many years, I've taken the youth from our church to visit one of the Islamic centers. Most of the people in that community are Somali. And every time we went there, we were welcomed with open arms and gracious hospitality. And this coming together across cultures and religions, just to spend some time together, always felt holy to me. And afterwards, I would always ask the kids what their favorite part of the visit was, and guess what they said? The delicious sambosas. That's right. That's right. So today I call on all Minnesotans, all people of faith, all people of goodwill, to come together, stand together, and say no to fear, no to lies, no to racism, and no to ICE. And we want to say yes to dignity for all, yes to loving our neighbors, yes to safe communities that work for everybody. Because here's the thing. If they can do this to the Somali community, they can do this to anyone. This is about all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I want to welcome Rabbi Adam to say a few words.
That was good. Good afternoon. My name is Adam. The name in the Abrahamic traditions of the first human being who was formed by God from the earth, the Adamah, from clay that my tradition teaches that God collected from the four corners, the white earth, the black earth, the red earth, and the yellow earth, all together so that no person, whether in the schoolyard or in the shopping mall or in a workplace or in the halls of Congress, could say that my ancestor is better than yours. To my Somali family, I say that I stand here today as your brother.
Thank you.
My full name is Adam Spilker. I've been a rabbi here in Minnesota for 28 years, serving Mount Zion Temple, the oldest synagogue in the upper Midwest, founded in 1856, 2 years before Minnesota became a state. I'm also one of the founders of Minnesota Multifaith Network, which includes Buddhist, Baha'i, Christian, Catholic, and Protestant, Jain, Jewish, Hindu, Muslim, Native American, Quaker, and Unitarian people supporting faith and interfaith leaders working for a more just and loving world. Today, we find ourselves challenged to achieve that vision in ways that we could not have imagined 10 years ago. I speak on my own behalf, but I know I speak on behalf of all Minnesotans who have made our state hospitable to refugees from across our world. Why? Because we care. Because it is the decent thing to do. Because when we know that when a few people commit crimes, it does not implicate an entire community. And to say so is racist, xenophobic, and just wrong. My Jewish tradition's foundational story is one matched by the American foundational story with all its complications and imperfections. Most of us have experienced being immigrants in our ancestry. The land itself does not belong to us. We know the feelings of being the stranger. And even if we cannot summon the empathy, my tradition states unequivocally, feelings don't matter, actions do. You shall not oppress the stranger. Yes. And when any society in history has come after one minority group, it will come after all other minority groups. And then, God forbid, in the immortal words of Pastor Niemöller, then they will come for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. It is not too late to speak out. In fact, this is the moment that the tide will change. Yes. We need each other, and what seems most dark and plausible in our most defeatist imaginations need not and will not happen. It is possible for us together to shift the direction of the great waters, and let us focus our energies around this possibility, and let justice roll down like waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
Thank you so much to our rabbi. Now I want to welcome our mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry. Please help me welcome.
It really does feel like now could be the moment where the tide does in fact change. Because if you look around this room, yes, you are seeing the representation of all of us coming together and rallying around a common cause. Yes, you are seeing rabbis and pastors and imams. Yes, you are seeing people from 100 different backgrounds, ethnicities, and mentalities. But what you also see is a visual representation of love, of resilience, and of strength. What you see is a visual representation of we have your back, and when you come for one of us, you come for all of us. We reject the hateful rhetoric of Donald Trump, but I don't want to focus on him. I want to focus on who we are as a people in Minneapolis. We are a people of 1,000 different backgrounds. We are a people where our Somali Americans have come to Minneapolis, in many cases, decades ago. And I said Somali Americans very intentionally. They are Americans. Yes. Right. They are one of us. They are part of our family. They are part of the fabric that makes Minneapolis a better place. They are doctors and lawyers. They are bankers and real estate agents. They are the people that have helped our city rise in every respect. And what you got to know is that we're going to stand by them in every respect. Right. And so I wanted also just to take a moment to speak to someone that maybe has never been to Minneapolis before. Maybe you've never met a Somali person before. Maybe you're from Middle America or a rural town. Maybe you're a white guy like me. I don't want you to just think about somebody else's family or somebody else's faith. I want you to think about your own family and your own faith. I want you to think about what you were doing just a few days ago on Thanksgiving. You had loved ones sitting around the table. Maybe you carved the turkey. Maybe you provided some words of wisdom to your daughter. Maybe the next day you dropped her off at daycare. These are the beautiful moments that every family should be able to cherish. Now picture if you were suddenly extracted from that family that you love. If you were taken away to who knows where. Who would your daughter learn from? Who would carve that turkey? How would that family ever be whole again? Well, let me tell you, the families and the people that are standing around me are a whole lot like that. They're full of people that love each other, that cherish one another. And so I invite you, come to Minneapolis. We'll welcome you in. We'll share a meal. And every one of us needs to be standing up against this hateful rhetoric because indeed, when you come from one of us, you come for all of us. We can be a whole lot more unified than some people in the White House would have you think. Words of division are not going to work here. Words of love will make us whole. We care about you. We love you. All our Somali community is asking for, all our diverse communities throughout Minneapolis are asking for, is that kind of love and respect in return. And so, indeed, the tides are turning at this very moment. The shift of mentality, a shift towards love can happen right here in the Twin Cities, right here in Minneapolis. We can be that special beacon of hope because no matter what happens at the federal level, no matter what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth, let's show everybody what America is about. And America looks like this. It's about all of us.
Thank you so much to Mayor. And now I want to welcome our next speaker, Tony Arts from Unidos. Tony.
Bendiciones a todos y buenas tardes. Good afternoon. My name is Tony Arts, and I'm a leader with Unidos Minnesota. I work to support pro-immigration policies in the Twin Cities. I'm speaking today to say very clearly, we stand with the Somali community in solidarity and love para siempre. They are our friends, our family, our neighbors, and our coworkers. This community is beloved and absolutely integral to Minnesota. We know that this administration and ICE have an agenda of xenophobia and racism, and at the same time we see this administration undercutting people's health care, attempting to cripple our institutions and defy our constitutional rights. This targeting of the Somali community is another iteration of anti-immigrant persecution. I was present at the immigration raid that took place at the Brotex facility in St. Paul, where federal agents also took our neighbors. I saw people from across many different communities come out in solidarity against this raid and this blatant kidnapping. Our community was hit with chemical irritants at point-blank range. People were choking on pepper ball gas, including elders, and people were thrown to the ground violently. I heard the cries of family members seeing their loved ones being taken. To be clear, this is terrorizing. It is family separation. It is cruel and hateful. And in every possible way that we can, we are seeking humanity, justice, and safety for everyone. Our duty is to remain committed. We are here again in solidarity with our Somali community now and always. Estamos en la comunidad. Minnesota is a place where everyone is sacred. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Tony. I now want to welcome our next speaker, Imam Asad Zaman from the Muslim American Society. Please help me welcome Imam Asad.
Good afternoon. I am Imam Asad Zaman. I'm here as a Minnesotan and an American standing alongside our Somali American neighbors. These ICE raids are a dangerous escalation of the president's hateful rhetoric. He has sent masked agents to terrorize our neighbors. But we are here because we won't be divided. And we are here because we stand up for each other in Minnesota. The president is using hatred and division to deflect from his pathetic track record. The last time the president used such divisive rhetoric, a masjid in Minnesota was bombed. This year alone, at least 5 masjids have been vandalized in Minnesota. Across America, many communities are feeling terrorized and targeted. You have heard from several of them today. We urge all elected officials to reject such divisive rhetoric. Americans, white, black, and brown, Americans of all faith traditions, and Americans of no faith traditions are here together and across Minnesota, and we are rejecting this hate and division. Thank you very much.
I want to close with these words. And I think that in Minnesota, we won't fall for the hatred and the division that our president is trying to evoke. In Minnesota, we dig each other out from the snow. In Minnesota, when someone needs help, we help them. We care for our neighbors. We will not be divided by the hate, and we will not fall for his distraction, and we will stand together as one Minnesota. Because in Minnesota, we are greater than fear. And to my Somali Americans, we are extremely a resilient community. And we won't back down. Thank you so much. So with the press, if there's any questions, we can, but if there's no question, we can end the press conference here. Is there any questions from the...
Yeah, really for anybody in the room, I'm wondering what you may have seen or heard in terms of ICE activity in the city, specifically targeting the Somali community, just in the last couple of days. Is anybody able to speak to that?
I can have the mayor to say a few words.
I'm happy to, and others can,
Yeah,
others can as well. We have received reports about a number of scattered incidents in which federal agents were involved in some form of activity. In many cases, those activities are largely built around terrorizing people. Do we know of a large scale or mass gathering? No, at this point, I am not aware of one yet. That being said, you've heard from a whole lot of people back here that are deeply concerned. I have talked to Somali mothers who have been in Minneapolis for much longer than I have been in Minneapolis, who are carrying around their passport just because they want to be safe. We are talking to people who have built businesses, started families, had children and grandchildren. They have contributed so deeply to the fabric of who we are, and they themselves are now concerned about their own families getting ripped apart. And so, yes, there is scattered activity that we have heard about. And here's the other thing. I don't think that a lot of these federal agents themselves know exactly what they're doing, given some of the directives that they've supposedly gotten. There's about 80,000 Somali people in America. Of those 80,000 Somali people, the vast majority, almost all, are legal, and the vast majority are American citizens. And so it's not like you can go to a place and suddenly herd up a bunch of Somali people that don't have documentation. They've got documentation, they're legal, they're Americans. We should be treating them like human beings, like you would treat any American.
Can I ask, why do you think the president is picking on this city?
Yeah, well, I don't know, you guys want? You know?
He has an unhealthy obsession with Minnesota.
Yeah. Clearly, there's some sort of obsession with Minnesota. I don't pretend to know the machinations of what goes on in a guy's head. The focus need not be on whatever comes out of his mouth, yes. Yeah, next. Is it dangerous? Of course. Is it hurtful? Absolutely. The focus needs to be on who we are as a people and what we value as Americans. As Americans, we value the rule of law. As Americans, we value the Constitution. As Americans, we value fairness. And here's the thing, for those constitutional scholars out there, whether you're on the left side of things or the right side of things, you should be losing it right now. Because this is completely and blatantly illegal and unconstitutional, what the guy's talking about.
On that question before about what we're seeing, so what we're hearing from our community, the Somali American community here in Minnesota, is that a lot of people are extremely fearful. Many people have now decided to carry a passport on them because what we're seeing is federal officers, ICE agents, who are terrorizing our community, who are going to malls, who are going to places of worship, as our mayor said, scattered around in schools. So they are here. We see their presence, and this is what we're hearing. In fact, there was one story of an individual who lived in this country for 25 years, who is a U.S. citizen, was asked and ID'd if he is a U.S. citizen or if he has a passport in this country. No American should be asked for their passport or for their identification. These are Americans, these are Somali Americans, and that's what we've been hearing, and we're not going to back down on that. We're American, we're Somali American here in our state.
Have you heard of any arrests since this all started? People being detained, taken into custody?
Yes, people were arrested.
Can you say when
Yes,
and where?
actually, we are receiving multiple calls, and we're seeing people basically saying so and so was taken out. I don't exactly know the place and time, and families are really scared, as he said. They have visited a few days ago the Carmel Mall, which is the largest Somali mall in this area. And, people are scattered. Even the citizens are scared of. And one of the guys who went on social media live was stopped, and I know him personally. He was stopped, and he's a U.S. citizen. And they asked him his identifications, and there were kind of like arguments between him and the ICE officers. So it is not just talking; it is real. They visiting homes and businesses. There was another lady who had a business, and it was also on social media. She posted, and he was saying, like, she was asking them, leave. You don't have any reason to be here. And she knew the law, so she was able to kick them out of the business because they were trespassing. And that's what they do. Wherever they go, they trespass. So it is not an individual cases, it is multiple cases through the state, and specifically in this area of the Twin Cities area. And the community, not only people who are, undocumented and people who have green cards, but people who are citizens are scared. And maybe that is the reason that, they want to scare us and to run out or to run away. And we're not going to do that. We stay. Thank you.
So with that, if there are any other more questions, you can find some of the speakers that spoke today, but just want to thank the press for being here and for our neighbors for coming along and being here with us today. And once again, we're one Minnesota. We're greater than fear. We're not going anywhere. We're here. This is our state, and this is our country. Thank you so much.